afternoon, everyone. My name is Tendai Jordan, and I would like to welcome you to Five Powerful Women. Five Powerful Women is a project of Take One Night Off a Week, which we lovingly and affectionately call Tonawa. Tonawa is a program designed to encourage and to uplift and to inspire and challenge women to live in their truth, to take care of themselves so that they could be happy, so that they can give their gift. And giving that gift is a ripple effect that enhances, inspires, encourages, and enlightens the whole world. So this afternoon, we're doing Five Powerful Women. And you're not going to see five women in front of the camera, but there are five powerful women inside the room. And we're happy that you're here. We're in the Bay Area of San Francisco, California, the USA. However, our speakers today are from somewhere else, and they're going to tell you about that. Now, we know that there are 3.5 billion women in the world, which is about half of the world's population. Imagine, if you can, with me, them knowing and stepping into their power, embracing that power. Being able to do what they love and love what they do. They're happy and free. That's a world that we want to live in.
My name is Esther Mushiri from Nairobi, Kenya. I am the Executive Director of E-Mentoring Africa, an organization that supports the youth through mentorship. My passion is transforming the minds of young people with the hope of rescuing a generation. I'm happy to be here because I'm a powerful woman.
My name is Wamoyo Mahinda, and I'm from Kenya. I work for an organization called Options for Growth Africa, and we focus on helping entrepreneurs build their enterprises. We're looking at growth of enterprises in Africa so that we empower the bottom of the pyramid. I'm here this afternoon because I'm a powerful woman.
I am Olivia Hereford, and I think of myself as a global citizen, but I now live in Walnut Creek, California, USA. I am a consultant and educator, but my passion is around helping others find their gifts, and that's why I am a powerful woman.
So our topic today is what to do when you don't know what to do. Those occasions where, and I'm not talking about what restaurant to go eat at, I'm talking about those times when you had a gut-wrenching pain because you found yourself in a situation where you had not expected. I'm talking about those times where you had been involved with something for many years and now things had changed and you're like, weren't expecting it. So what do you do? Well, the women tonight are going to be talking to you about the experiences they had when they came up against that dilemma. And this is to be helpful, uplifting, and challenge you to know you do know what to do. And these women will share their stories of victory around what happened during that time. Let's start with Esther. If you think of something that came to you like, oh, what do I do now?
Quite often I get to that point. But I think what comes to mind right now is when I finished my university. I went to school late, university late. Somehow, when I went to high school, I did not have anybody to tell me the importance of going to university. And so the high school I went to, we were being prepared to get into administrative secretarial kind of work. So high school and the subjects that I did, I believed I was going to be a teacher, which is something I really did want to become. And so I went into secretarial. Then God has always shown his light on me. I got a very good job at USAID in Nairobi. But after working there for 18 years, I felt something was not right. And that was because I had gone back to university, had graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Information Systems and Technology. And I had reached in my career a glass ceiling. ICT at that time, Information Communication Technology in the office, was more of a male-dominated career. So as a woman who joined an organization as a secretary, I had risen the ranks to become a regional ICT specialist, but I could still feel not everybody was comfortable with my growth. And I also realized that it would take me a little bit longer to really get to the highest grade at USAID. And so I got this thing in my heart that was telling me, this is not your space, you need to move out. I didn't know what I was getting out to do. I was 39 at that time. And as they say, life begins at 40. So I really wanted to see how will my life be at 40. So at 39, I decided, I think I'm going to call it quits. And luckily for USAID, they have a very good package when you leave after so many years of service. So I did my calculations and I realized this is not so bad. I think I can survive if I leave. So I left and I joined my husband, who had just retired a year before me. And we have 3 children. And I left with a very huge loan in the bank. And I have no salary, I have retired, I'm 39, kids are in school. And I'm at that space where I really didn't know what to do. But I knew it was time for me to step out and do something different. And so I stepped out. And it was a very confusing moment. But somehow I had created a network of friends and consultants who held my hand. And I still remember one gentleman who introduced me to the world of consultancy. And I started off as an ICT consultant, learning my way, making my mistakes as a consultant. And I believe that's how I got out and I discovered this is really what I want to do. I wanted to be free, not have a boss over my shoulder. And it's been different ever since.
And different good, yes?
Different, very good.
Very good. I like that even better. That's fabulous because I hear that you came to a point where you didn't know what to do, but it wasn't enough to stop you. Because what was in you was stronger.
Exactly.
And you listened to that.
Totally.
That's very important. And now look at you, looking good, feeling good. Yes. Cool. Miss Olivia.
You know, I love that question because it seems that every milestone in my life has been one where I hit where, oh God, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And it actually started in making the choice, like Esther, you know, what am I going to do when I go to school? I had really kind of grown up in the arts, played music, I designed clothes in high school. But my father, who I know who loved me dearly, said to me, well, I don't think you're going to be able to make it a living playing violin. And so these decisions all come with going with a feeling. I know my father loved me, and I know that he knew what was best for me. And so he wanted me to take the technical route, and I ended up with a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science. Very hard, you know, you can imagine, very similar. It doesn't matter what country we're in, it's a male-dominated industry. So I consecutively had to make those kind of decisions. You run up against a lot of, you know, sexism and racism, so you have to make a decision. Have I stayed too long or am I leaving too early? I know you like that topic too.
Yeah.
But I had to make those kind of decisions too, where I had to, you know, for my own health and for my own stress and my own peace, have to move on. So I kind of went more into making decisions about different roles in my career. But every single one is, okay, should I stay here or should I move? Okay, I moved from Southern California to Northern California. Best thing I think one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love this country, part of the country. And then I got to the situation where you continue to say, okay, I've worked for these companies for a long time. What do I want to do? So I went off with the school, got another degree, business. I'm going to go out on my own.
Wow.
To have that freedom, because you get to the point after a couple of years that companies are just kind of really, they're just using you for being as the productivity that they can get out of you. What do you want to get out of life?
All right.
So I began to work on my own. And the interesting thing that I found in consulting since 1997 is that I found that when I got to an end of a gig, I learned not to worry. Because it would stress me a lot because you have to wonder, where's the next paycheck going to come from? I found that if I just relaxed and found some way of being of service, volunteering, doing pro bono work, the universe would send me what I am to do next. And I didn't care how much, whether it was something that I was good at or I wasn't good at it. I felt that something, it was bringing it to me. And from starting with the decision of making it based on what other people cared about me, and my father and the influence that he had, I began to realize that I could do different things and be comfortable with doing different things. Because I finally realized that my purpose, if there's any purpose of being here today, and that is to be the best human being that you can be, and gain that wisdom and share that wisdom with others. And so my career has progressed that way, and my focus is on getting more young people into ICT to take care of this diversity issue that we have, and also in making those connections, because that's how I know these two wonderful people, is that we know we just have to get out there and be who we are, be our best.
And you've certainly done that, because of the work you do not only here but in Kenya. It's fabulous, and it touches people. And again, I'm always going to talk about that ripple effect.
Mm-hmm.
Touch, 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 touch,
Mm-hmm.
touch, touch, touch.
Mm-hmm.
It has an impact. And I heard you say something that I'd like to point out again, is doing something different. Doing something different, and what that opens up for you and expands in your life.
It does.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. What would you like to share with us today?
Well, there's a lot that I can share about times when I didn't know what to do, but I did something. So, and I want to talk about the organization I founded in 2010. I founded the Youth Banner, an organization that was inspired by the current youth unemployment in Kenya and in Africa as a whole. And when I founded this organization in 2010, I was very excited that I was part of the solution of unemployment in Kenya. But one thing I promised myself at that point is that since this was a youth organization, I wouldn't serve it for more than 5 years. I started the journey 2010 knowing that by 2015, 2016, I should be out. And that time came sooner than I had. So it was time, and I keep my own promises. When I promise myself to do something, and I promise other people to do something, including the staff that I work with, I had to keep that. And I was like, okay, it's time to go. So what do I do? Who do I live here? It was, and then of course it's my baby. I mean, I had founded it from scratch to this point, and I remember struggling very hard and sharing that with all my close friends. They all knew that it was time for Amwe to leave the Youth Banner, and she's struggling with this whole thing. In any case, I believe in mentorship, so I found that my own mentors were very, very supportive at this point. And I also learned a lot from other leaders of organizations and their journeys as they transitioned from one organization to the other. So that's what I learned from them. And I therefore transitioned successfully, and in 2016, September, I left the Youth Banner. And after that, of course, with my kind of knowledge, I was able to secure consultancy work, and that I would say was a gap measure, because I was now going to solve the next problem. The next problem is that we had introduced young people to enterprises. How do we help them grow? And one of the challenges of growing was being able to take up investment and use it in the right way to ensure that the organization grows. And that brought about the Options for Growth Africa, which is the organization I co-founded with our friend Kirsty, who is based in the US. So that's what we're building together. So I can say that the solution did come eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Yes,
It
great.
did.
And with that beautiful smile, I can know that your life is doing a lot better now. And you know, and I think it's important for us to realize for ourselves, not only that the power that we embrace is who we are, but that there's some things that we did along the way. And I heard the word support. To get help, to get someone who you can agree with in terms of the same mindset. You know, we want people that are going to encourage you and help you get along the way. And so don't do it alone. You know, don't do it alone. And so often what we want to do is, you know, I can do it, I can take care of it, I can handle this, you know, and next thing we know, we're laid up in the bed. So getting that support and just following that guidance. I'm loving what you all are saying, and I appreciate it so much because it's going to have an impact on women around the world because there's a sisterhood, there's a connection. So tell me a little bit about how you all met, because there's an organization, you know. Oh, they're laughing. Yes, let's say a little bit about that.
Well, you know, it started with me being a tourist in Kenya, and Wamuyu's nephew, who lives here in the U.S. but is a Kenyan, was our tour guide. So when he took us there, we were the first completely African-American tour that he had taken. And first he was actually kind of real proud to be able to do that. And as part of the trip, we were more than just tourists. We were embraced by his family. We met his family. And so I kept coming back. Esther and I having the ICT background. We met.
Yes,
you were doing some work for the minister.
For the permanent secretary of the Ministry of ICT. And there was this big conference that was taking place in Nairobi. And Olivia was invited to that. But I do remember we didn't really meet at the conference. I remember I was chairing a task force under the ministry that was looking at the skills gap in the business process outsourcing industry, which was an emerging sector that the ministry wanted to focus on. And when the PS met Olivia, he called me and said, Esther, there are people coming to meet me at the office and you must come for that meeting. So I went for the meeting and I met Olivia. And somehow in our discussion there was that click and we just couldn't stop communicating. And it has grown to
We found a common passion for helping young people, mentoring them to help them make good decisions about their careers. And I was working with the YMCA doing that work, and she was starting her organization. So we clicked. And then the next summer, the next trip we came back, Indritu, her nephew, says, you know what, you really got to meet my aunt because she does the same things too. And I think you guys could get together and we could talk about maybe bringing more American women here. And that's how I met Omoyo.
Yes. In fact, I came all the way down to Mombasa to meet you.
Yeah, right. We were hanging out on the beach, and I think we really didn't have to twist her arm to come down.
Yeah.
Though she worked most of the time she was there, but
no, I enjoyed coming there. I think I think the beauty of coming there is what was a good foundation of what we finally formed.
and she was just starting, had just maybe Youth Banner was maybe a year or two, maybe a year or two. And so we decided that we were going to work together, and that's been year up.
There's that connection.
Yeah.
There's that sisterhood. There's that, mindset in terms of supporting, helping, and encouraging other people and giving your gift. I'm going to hound that so that it's important. It has a traumatic and wonderful impact on the world as we're giving our gift, and we got to do it together. So with 5 powerful women, we're looking at 3, 4, and 5 behind us right now. I just want to thank everyone for watching this video and getting something out of it and spreading it to your sisters and brothers all over the world, because there is a great connection that we want to encourage. So, what do you think? What do you do when you don't know what to do? What did you get out of this? The women all over the world, we are one. So there you have it. These powerful women speaking on a time in their life when they didn't know what to do, but they kept moving. If you listen to the key words here, they got support, they got people around them, they had something within them that kept calling them to move to something different, to do something that made them happy, that gave them joy. So when you don't know what to do, what do? You do know what to do. Be still, listen, be guided. So I'm loving the discussion. I'm loving the connection of sisters from Kenya, sisters from the United States coming together under the same roof and knowing that you do know what to do. My name is Tendai Jordan, and I also want you to know that there is a book that I put together that speaks about what to do when you don't know what to do. Stories of victory of women who had a situation. And this is something I'm sure that somebody out there can resonate with. So this book is available on Amazon.com, and I hope you will pick it up or download it or order it. That would be great. So until we meet again, you know what to do. On behalf of 5 powerful women and take one night off a week, I also must thank the people behind the scenes, because they're the ones that really make this work. Diana Smith, who was helping us stay in flow and staying on time, but we couldn't have done this without her. Thank you so much, Diana. And Robert Elcott. Robert is a great videographer, and I'm happy that he's here lending his time. And Yvonne. Wow, what a team. We're all working together. Keep that in mind. Thank you so much, and you have the best day ever.